Hello guys, I've got a question for you. Is there a player when you were younger who you looked at who didn't play for one of the bigger clubs at the time, I want to stress at the time, and you just thought, wow, even though he didn't play for, the biggest clubs in the country at that point, you just thought, wow, here's my one of the mid-90s of a man who I thought was phenomenal. And here he is, it's Man City midfielder Georgie King-Clancy. Now, I was maybe about 9 or 10 at the point that Georgie played for Man City. He played from 1995 up until 1998. And honestly, if you've never seen this guy play, do yourself a favour, get on YouTube and go and watch some of the clips. Go and watch him playing for Man City during those kind of not great years for them, but they're still a big club, but they're not obviously the juggernaut they are today. But Georgie King-Clancy was just so skillful. Whenever he had the ball, is one of these players that whenever they get the ball, something magic could happen. Not saying he always got it right. He was kind of a wee bit like David Silva for Man City, I believe, a few years later. In my opinion, loads of people might disagree with that, especially Man City fans. But he just had that gift. He was so silky on the ball, and I remember looking at him in the Premier League during the 90s and just thinking, how is this guy not playing for Man United or Liverpool or one of the the clubs that could win the Premier League, or Arsenal, one of these teams. But he stuck around at Man City for a few years, and honestly, what a player they had in their hands. And honestly, see, to be honest, if you were a Man City fan and you're trying to do your best Premier League 11 of all time, I don't think Clancy's far away. And that's considering all the money that Man City have spent over the last few years, or the last 20 years, or whatever it's been. I don't know what Man City fans think of that. If you're a Man City fan, please let me know in the comments. If he's not on your team, surely he's no far away. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments if there's any players that you can think of, growing up that didn't play for one of the bigger clubs in the country or in Europe or whatever, that just totally sparked your imagination and you loved football for it. I've got loads, but I just had to think of King Clancy because I just thought, wow. One of my favourite players of all time is Ryan Giggs, but he played for Man United, so I couldn't pick him. So let me know in the comments any names that you can throw me at. Thank you.